Everybody, Doug with FRL. So this video is going to be our 30-inch mower. It's a Toro TimeMaster 30-inch. It's actually the residential, which we'll get into that in a little bit. And we've had it for about 3 years. We've got some repairs to do to it today, and we'll see, is a 30-inch Toro residential mower set up to do commercial mowing? Let's get into it. All right, so why did we buy this mower? Obviously, this isn't a mower that you would think you're going to see on a lot of commercial mowing equipment. It's made for residential. It really is. But when you have a mower, at the time we bought it, it was about $1,200, and the commercial version of it was $2,500. So let's do the math there. 25 versus 12. 12 sounds a lot better. So you know what? We gave it a shot, and we decided we'll risk the 1200, even if we have to put some parts in it over time. It might get us by. And you know what? It has. It's done 3 years. It's mainly, it does go out with the big mowing trailer with the truck pulling it, but it mainly is out with the Ranger. The Ranger is much smaller, easier to drive, easier to park. Anyone can really drive it. It's got the ramp system, the mow and go ramp up onto the back of it. It's just simple. So it's usually out with that. And honestly, this mower setup has done probably 20 to 25 yards per week on its own, where it was the main mower on each yard, for probably about a solid 2 years. So that's a lot of yards. We average about 30 cuts per year in New Jersey. So 30, even if we go times 20, that's 600 yards. Times 2 years, 1,200 yards. Plus I cut my own yard with it, and it does very good. We've got a striping kit on it. So you know what? Have we thrown parts at it? Yes. But it's done the job we want it to, especially for the price difference. The TurfMaster, which is their commercial version, is double the price and a lot heavier from what I've heard. And you know what? I'll throw parts at this thing. I'll buy another one. We probably will this year. So we have one for the trailer, one for the Ranger. And I'm going to keep going at it this way. All right, so for the repair, obviously, we're going to zoom in quick. You can see some of the areas. The main issue we're dealing with today is going to be with the upper handle. So just from the amount of moving, the back and forth, the metal on metal, tightening the screws and bolts, over time it's worn away. And we're not easy on it. We're not. It's out there mowing grass all the time. We are not easy on this mower. And honestly, if we were a little bit better to it, we probably wouldn't have these issues. But you can see from the zoom in, the pieces of metal are either completely wide open where they're not gripping the other bar, or they're gone. So we're going to replace the upper handle. Should be interesting. We'll see how it goes. And we'll see how it works out. We'll see if this can buy us some more time with this mower. So let's talk about some of the issues we've had with it over the years. So we've had it, like I said, we'll be hitting 3 years this spring. And mainly minor things. We did have at one point the pull cord that had a screw strip or a bolt strip, and it wasn't really connected to the housing anymore. That was just the amount of times that we had used it. And, you know, that's something that's going to go. It's commercial versus residential. That's definitely a residential feature. That's on us. Weird issue. It happened. Other than that, we did have the lower handle at one point snapped. We replaced that. The upper handle that we're doing right now, really no big deal. Obviously, we've gone through blades. You're going to go through blades. There's little mounts that hook up to the blades that they've snapped over time just from hitting rocks, things like that. It's to protect the mower. It's almost like a shear pin on a snowblower. And that's something I can deal with. They're $10 maybe. I usually keep a ton of them here. Once you hit a rock, it's going to snap that little pin off. That way the blade spins and you're not damaging the actual spindles on the mower, which it makes sense. Like I said, it's like a shear pin on a snowblower. And then the last piece. This is probably the annoying one for me. I've done it myself one time. We've had it happen probably 4 times. The wheels on the lawnmower. If you ever work with us, for us, if you're ever part of the team, I want you to hear this now. When you are getting the lawnmowers out of the trailer, if you put the 30 outside the trailer and then go to move the 48-inch deer off of the trailer, do not run the wheels of the 30 over. Do not run them over. Move the 30 out of the way. If you run them over, I will get very angry. So we've done that 4 times, like I said. We probably twice within 2 weeks it got done. It's not a huge deal. Wheels aren't crazy expensive. We've gone through more than I really expected. It's not an issue I expected to have. But it does happen. You know, you get a little bit complacent, which we try to avoid, and that's something that'll happen. If it does, you get a new wheel, pop it on, it's a bolt, no big deal. I'm very fluent with that now. We have replaced some of the wheels just because they've worn down. The belts, obviously, that's something you're going to replace. Different things like that, we've had to tighten things up. So, all in all, no real huge problems. Knock on wood. We haven't had to do an engine overhaul. We do replace the oil, obviously, like we should. And it's been great. So we threw it back on the trailer. It does need to be cleaned. It's raining out today. I don't feel like washing mowers in the rain. Everything's got to be cleaned. You saw a couple shots in the trailer when we were taking the stuff out. The trailer's in shambles right now. Last year really beat it up. Last year, I want to say, was our 4th year. This will be our 5th year with this trailer. The mounts, they were bought at the dealer when we got the trailer. They're not the greatest in the world. I would like to switch over to Equipment Defender this year. Hopefully that's in the cards for us. It's a little bit more secure. The blower racks, they just started pulling off the wall. The weed whacker racks we've fixed. I do need to switch to a 4 rack because we have the 3 weed whackers and the edger or combi that we use. Want to get the gas cans off the floor. We've got the crate up at the front of the trailer that just started getting real wobbly. I really didn't install that the way I should have to begin with, but that was something that I needed to get done, get everything going. So over the next couple weeks, since it's not snowing in North Jersey, we're going to go through, get everything good, probably repaint the inside of the trailer, make sure everything's mounted, solid. We'll have wheel locks in for all the mowers and go from there. So we'll see what this season brings us, but that is, you know, another job that has to get done behind the scenes. So we'll get you some footage of that too. And to close it out, it's the 30-inch mower. Like I said earlier, it is residential. It is 100% residential. You can feel it. If you touch the TurfMaster, which is the commercial, you touch the TimeMaster, which is residential, you're going to tell the difference. You're going to tell that one is built stronger, more solid, and you're going to see you're going to see that it was made to go out doing commercial. But for us, for the yards we deal with, for what we put it on, it's not worth it to spend double the money to get a mower that might last a little bit longer. Motors are very similar, might be a little bit more powerful. I haven't really looked at that too much. But for the price, for what we've put into it, we've probably put maybe $500-$600 in parts into it. So $1,200, $600, that's $18. We're still under what we would have paid for the other one. And honestly, the handle folds up. It's nice and easy to use. It has the personal pace, which the other one doesn't. I do not like the speed function on the TurfMaster. And it's just, the TurfMaster is heavy. This is heavy, sure, if you're lifting it. But when you're working with it, when you're trying to turn it, when putting it on and off the trailer, it's not heavy. It's very doable. If you're starting your landscape company this year, I highly suggest, before you start paying thousands and thousands of dollars for ridiculously priced mowers that were not priced like this a couple years ago, look at this mower. Start off small. You don't need a big truck. You don't need a big trailer. You don't need it. Get something like we have. We have the Ford Ranger that's an 05. We do have the bigger stuff too, but we have an 05 Ford Ranger with almost 170,000 miles on it. We got it wrapped, lettered, fixed a couple things up, put a ramp system on the back, and it does the same work as the big system. So why waste your money? It makes no sense. Start off that way, put money in the bank, and expand as time goes on. All right, so to close it out, you obviously saw when we were taking the mowers out, our 48 still has some problems. That's going in probably next week to get the height adjust fixed. If you want to watch the video on that, that's going to pop up on my right in a second. You can see what we think of that after a couple years. But other than that, thanks for watching. Feel free to like and subscribe. We really appreciate that. And comment down below what you think of this video. Like I said, you're going to see the 48th video pop up here. And until the next one, stay safe. Thanks for watching.